I'm surprised when people say, I need to find my other half. I'm looking for my other half to complete me, because you're not a half. You are a whole. And when you're a whole, you would not go through life trying to meet someone else's needs, putting yourself last, validating someone else, because that actually doesn't work. I'm going to show you how to feel whole just the way you are, how to validate yourself, not someone else, and then you are far more likely to find love. When you rely on your partner to make you happy, when you believe your other half will complete you, you're actually forgetting who you are. And if you want to find love, it is vital that you are a person that has your own needs, your own life, so that when you meet someone else, you can blend together. When you go into a relationship, well, I'll sacrifice all my needs. What do you want? I want what you want. Where do you want to go? I just want to go where you go. In the beginning, that's quite lovely. I just want to be with you. Don't care where it is. But that is not sustainable. And we forget that we're our own person with our own goals, our own desires, our own dreams. And you should not have to give those up for another person. You may have to compromise. But you going into a relationship with your own goals, your own needs, your own drive is actually very sexy. Confidence is really, really sexy. And someone who says, well, I'll just do what you do, I'll be secondary to you, I'll just follow you around and fit into your world, is not sexy. And even if that works for the other person, which rarely does, because if your partner has dreams and goals and ambitions, they want you to have them too. Even if you met someone that said, I love the fact that you've made your life secondary to mine, even if they were blissfully happy, you wouldn't be happy. That's what desperate housewives came from. Women in the 60s who gave up their careers, stayed at home, raised children, and felt desperate because when those children left home, they had empty nest syndrome. Well, if your nest is bigger and busier and full of things, you can't have empty nest syndrome. So whatever relationship you're in, whatever orientation you are, you will not complete your life by putting someone else in front of you, making their needs more important than your needs, and even hiding your own needs and pretending you haven't got them. You see, you can't go through everything. My life is incomplete, but when I find my other half, it will be complete. You have to go through life saying, right, this is my goal, this is my dream, this is my desire, and I'm going to keep pursuing what I want, and on the way I'm going to find someone amazing who will fall in love with my soul. And if you can come at it that way, okay, this is my life. What can I do to make it amazing, to make it full, to make it wonderful? What can I do? And when you're that person who's happy and self-contained, you are far more likely to find someone else who is wowed by you, enthralled by you, captivated by you, because you're a real person. Paul McCartney said that when he met Linda McCartney, what he loved about her was she had a 5-year-old. She was taking her daughter to the dentist, she was taking her to the doctor, she was taking her to school, and he said, I loved that. I was so used to girls saying, well, I'll just do what you want. And here was a woman, a grown-up woman with an agenda, putting her child first, and I found Linda captivating. And he loved Linda her entire life. He didn't love her because she was a stunningly beautiful model. He loved her because she was a real person with a real life. And I've met many, many clients who say, I fell in love with my partner because they had kids, because they were busy, because they had a career, because they had interests or passions or goals or desires. And if we know that works, why would we give up the things that make us fascinating and compelling and enchanting in order to make someone find us fascinating, compelling, and enchanting? Someone's going to fall in love with who you are, what you stand for, what interests you. And if you give all that up to make them love you more, they might actually love you less. So take a minute and think about what you really, really want. What are your goals? What are your desires? What are your ambitions? What makes you happy, because only you can make you happy. And by the way, if you find someone that completes you and makes you whole, and something happens and they leave your life, now you're back to incomplete and not whole. So you have to really complete yourself. I love my husband, but I had a complete life before I met him. In fact, just before I met him, I was in Africa and I was staying at this lodge. They put me in the honeymoon suite, and every day they would walk me to this honeymoon suite in the middle of nowhere and say, well, this is so sad. Here you are in this honeymoon suite with no husband. A month before that, I was giving a talk, and they also put me in the honeymoon suite. And I didn't think, I thought, this is amazing. I'm in this honeymoon suite with this jacuzzi at the end of the bed, and it was so lovely. I didn't think, gosh, I need my other half in this bed, in this jacuzzi, in this room to feel complete. I was complete. I was blissfully happy. I thought, you know what? If I never meet someone, I'm absolutely happy. And 10 months later, I was married, because I think I got to a state of being so complete that I didn't look as being put in a honeymoon suite as, oh, what I'm lacking. I thought it was great. I enjoyed all the benefits of this amazing luxury place. So think about what would complete you aside from your partner. What would make your heart sing? What would make you happy? What are your goals, ambitions, dreams, desires? What do you really, really, really want? Michelle Pfeiffer was adopting a little girl when she met her husband. She didn't cancel the adoption. She went ahead with that. And he said he found that just the most wonderful thing in her. Seal met Heidi Klum when she was pregnant with another man's baby. Although they're not together now, they had a good relationship and created 3 more children. And yet you'd think, gosh, wouldn't that put someone off? I'm pregnant with another man's child. I'm adopting a child that isn't part of the person who's just come into my life. No. Many of my clients with children say, well, when I met my partner, he fell in love with them and me. I met a very, very famous rock star who told me that when he met his wife-to-be, it was her relationship with a little girl that made him fall in love with her. And although they went on to have 3 children together, that girl was always his favorite. He loved her the most because he just found something about her compelling, and he loved the fact that he, his future wife, and his future wife's daughter built this amazing family, and she was always his favorite, yet she wasn't genetically his. So think about what you have to offer, what you have to give, and realize that being your own person, having your own drive, creating your own world makes you more exciting. Of course you can share it, but if you don't wait for someone to make you whole, they can never take that away. You have to believe that you are whole now. You're not a half. You're a whole. You have a whole life. You're a whole person, and you have desires and dreams, and you can share your amazing life with someone else who's also whole, who also has their desires and dreams, and you can have an amazing relationship together. But when you know you're whole, you don't live in fear of what if they leave, what if it goes wrong, what if I would die without you, I would fall apart, I can't live if living is without you. That's a song that is simply not true. When you find great, wonderful, amazing love, if for some reason it doesn't work, your template is to find great, amazing, wonderful love, and you will find it again. Of course, Paul McCartney loved Linda, but now he loves Nancy. She's also a woman with her own life, and they are happy together. There's never just one person who's your soulmate. I don't even like that twin flame where there's no other. There is so much love available for all of us, and there is love available for you, but you cannot and must not sell yourself short, hide who you are, diminish, lessen, shut down who you are to be someone else's other half. All those wedding cards that go, you two are one. I met someone who'd been married for 50 years, and he said, me and my wife, we're the same person. I thought that was very sweet, but I also thought, that's not true. No 2 people ever become one. He believed it. We're one person. That's okay. They're incredibly happy in their 70s. But for most people that wouldn't work, because for most people one person is giving up their needs and desires to satisfy the needs and desires of the other person. So one person feels less than, and that can never work. Be yourself. The more you can be yourself, accept yourself, and know that you are enough, that you're worthy of love, but you have a complete life. Anyway, the more you're likely to find an amazing love that lasts forever, because you haven't surrendered yourself to someone else. You're still your own person. They are their own person, because one of the things that makes a relationship work is respect. For a relationship to work, you must have best friend chemistry, sexual chemistry, and respect and admiration for the other person, which is hard to have when you're giving up your needs for them, and they also find it very hard because they always feel guilty. So now you know what to do. So the number one thing that blocks us from the most deep and meaningful love is believing we're not enough. To overcome that, click the link below, join my free masterclass, and leave knowing, radiating, resonating the truth that of course you're enough for love and everything else too. If you enjoyed that video, check out the next one right here. You can also click the link below right here for your free gift. But you shouldn't judge yourself by the numbers on the scales or even the numbers in your clothing, because it doesn't matter.